Still a bit early for a Sunday for me, but I'll try and get into it. Luckily, you've got me for half an hour because I'm pitching three different products here on behalf of EldoLED. I'll get straight in. A little bit about EldoLED. EldoLED's a company based in the Netherlands who specialise in drive and control technologies for LEDs that obviously are now prolific in products all over the place. So tends to be our products are smaller, sleeker, more efficient, and hopefully everything that's in the mission of the company is embedded in the products I'll talk about this morning. First product I want to look at is called PowerPix. PowerPix is obviously what it says. It's a high-powered LED pixel solution. The key features with that product, it's got a 4-channel output, which can be RGBW or RGBA. The individual components within that array actually can be mixed, so you could have a blue and amber pixel if you wanted to. The total pixel output, electrical input, can be 5 watts. So these are incredibly bright, designed that can be daylight viewable, really designed for sort of big buildings, structures. So we tend to think things specified in bridges, skyscrapers, things like that. But the idea is to be within this 5 watts. There's 4 channels, but you can drive each individual LED up to 2.5 watts. But obviously not all 4 of them at 2.5 watts because it becomes too hot. What happens if it does become too hot? It has got thermal feedback control in there that will automatically reduce the power of the pixel. So either not unintentionally being driven hard, but if it's out on the outside of a building and the sun's beating down on it, it could unintentionally become too hot. So it's self-protecting. The lens system on it, you can have, obviously this is a very wide angle lens. You can have a frosted lens, but you can also go for a narrow beam lens as well. So depending on where you're viewing the product from, you can have different types of lens configurations, and these can be developed to meet the needs of specific projects. In terms of the product itself, the pixels can be factory set to any spacing between basically touching each other up to being meters apart, and obviously that depends on the type of project. On big media type facade projects like skyscrapers, we're seeing sort of 2-meter pitches aren't uncommon. Up to 30 pixels on a string from a remote power box, which is then DMX addressed. Environmental sealing up to IP65, a robust construction. A key feature in this is that the cables that connect it have been specially developed for the product and don't use any PVC compounds. Now, a lot of people, okay, what's so big about PVC? Well, you see lots of pixel solutions with PVC cables buried deep inside the EU regs for lighting in 60598. There is a clause that says you can't use PVC cables for a fixed installation outdoors. So we got round that, and it wasn't very easy to do. So the kind of applications we're seeing are kind of quite in-your-face applications where you'll see there's a very dense pitch of pixels. Another application on a TV studio where they're behind all those blue panels. A lot of work in the product to make it compatible with HD TV systems, which can cause a lot of problems, particularly with LED systems and pixel solutions. So this very smooth dimming and compatible with HD TV. So originally the product was designed for architectural type use, but now obviously the first applications people find with it tend to be entertainment and TV based. So that's the first product. So obviously I'll take any questions you have about it.
I've just gone blank. That doesn't help at all, does it really? What was the price of it? Sorry.
The price on a large project, it can be as low as 36 euros a pixel, but 36 to 100 euros per pixel.
Is there a maximum number that you can chain together, or?
It comes in a string of 30, but then obviously it's DMX behind that. Okay. The largest project we've got specified at the moment with them has 42,000 of them on it, and that should be on one of the tallest buildings in the world. So problems with addressing that many pixels are more to do with the DMX network than anything else. Okay, I mean
So you say the control is only DMX, or are other means of controlling the system?
Well, it's DMX between the pixels, and then there's a node, but then obviously the backbone can be anything behind that. But the core structure is DMX.
So it obviously conforms to outside installation building regs.
Yes.
Does it conform to maritime regulations?
Maritime, oh, that's a good one. We haven't. That's a good question. So it's so far we haven't been able to cope with the project. So at the moment, some of the bridges it's going on are in a kind of saltwater environment. So a lot of that comes down to what particular paint finish goes on the product. At the minute, there's a lot of tests going on. This lens is polycarbonate. There's a project that's going to be susceptible to sandstorms. So a lot of work looking at what the weathering will be. So
I noticed it's very easy to change the lens. That seems very easy. How is that seal?
Our seal, it's an O-ring seal. So as long as what we wouldn't anticipate, obviously on an IP-rated project, these are factory installed to a preset torque. Would kind of be thing we'd like to do in the factory, not suddenly get to field and decide, oh no, I want to go from wide angle to narrow angle. But it's more the ability to customize it for projects, but hopefully not in the field.
So it's an item, once you put the lens on at manufacturer, you recommend that is the lens that stays on?
Well, yeah, just from experience, you can obviously change the lens, but we tend to find the most problems we have is when someone's opened something and not put it back together properly. And obviously they're never at fault, but human error, can't get around it. So.
How do they actually connect onto the cable? Do you have to get them from factory already made and put on the cable, or can you fit them on site?
No, they're all pre-fitted in the factory on the cable. It's their IDC connections at the back, and that's basically just to make sure that waterproof seal is correct.
Yeah.
Good.
Does it use standard cable, or do you have to use special cables to drive the system?
Pardon?
Does it use standard cables, or do you have to special cables?
The special no, the cable.
You have power and you have control, I think.
Yes, two power conductors and two data conductors.
And it's a standard cable?
No, there was a special developed cable for this product, and it's all supplied with the cable on the harness already.